This is an It Came From GenX video.
August the 16th in 1954 was the first issue of Sports Illustrated was published.
Wow.
That was a magazine, certainly, that was very, very popular in this, throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, as heck, as a kid, I had a subscription to that, or my dad did. We always had it around. And that was definitely a way that you got your sports news. Obviously, it was prior to internet.
Yeah.
The photographs were tremendous. I mean, some of the best sports photography of all time were probably photos you may have seen in Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
A lot of those, very iconic. And, obviously as times have changed and as, things have moved to the digital, it's not as much of a force anymore, but
Right.
this kind of got me reflecting on that. So, were you a Sports Illustrated subscriber? What did that magazine mean for you, Keith? Did it enhance your sports fandom? What did that magazine mean to you?
Well, absolutely. You didn't have access like you have right now. I think I was a subscriber for a little bit once or twice. Always tried to pick up one where I was at a doctor's office or somewhere. I mean, it was the closest thing to getting the insights on something, you had ESPN finally coming on. We didn't have what we have today, or you can watch the quarterbacks and look into an athlete's life or whatever. So the writing was done well. The stories were great. That's a sports icon, if you will, a foundation, institution, whatever you want to call it. And they did a heck of a job right now. It's going to the wayside now with all the things that we have, but they did a heck of a job. I thought Sports Illustrated was a brilliant idea for the time. It was right on time. Sports began to take off in this country like we never saw before. You could say Sports Illustrated helped that, or sports helped Sports Illustrated. I don't know, but I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. Skinner, Sports Illustrated?
What Keith didn't tell you is that he actually bought the subscription for the big Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was popular.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't really have much more to say than what you two already have. It was our source of information versus the newspaper, and the newspaper was just your local news, your local sports. Sometimes some of it had national on the weekends. In our local Akron Beacon Journal is what we're referring to here in Akron, Ohio. But the Sports Illustrated is where we got the news until ESPN came on board. And even then, we didn't have cable right away when cable came out, when ESPN was out. So great magazine, like you said, iconic photography, not only with the sports, but we'll go ahead and talk about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit. A lot of people look forward to that every year as well, because that's where the most beautiful women in the world would go to the most exotic places in the world, and the photography there was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It wasn't sexist. It wasn't anything like that. I mean, it could be construed as that, but just the art of photography in general was pretty magnificent.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And I mean this in the most artistic way. One of the recent things that they've done that I appreciate every year is when they do the different athlete, the new pictures of these star athletes. It's done with class. It's done with taste, and they're phenomenal pictures. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very creative for many, many years. Yeah, I mean, as a kid, like you said, that actually is a good point, Skinner. Locally, you had your black and white photos in your local paper. And this magazine you could see the color and just really put you in the game. Whatever game you were into, it really put you in the game. And I remember I would get the magazine. My bedroom wall was plastered with cutout pictures from Sports Illustrated. I was a huge, huge NBA fan in the 80s with the Celtics and everybody else, but I had pictures of every star of the NBA somewhere on my wall, somewhere, and it just really enhanced my interest of the sport. I always looked forward to the basketball preview issue, the football preview issue, and then obviously the swimsuit as I got a little bit
Yes.
older. But no, just great. Definitely enhanced my sports interest without
Definitely.
question. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, this is Skinner from ItCameFromGenX. If you liked this video, please hit the subscribe button and like, and we'll see you next time.